Greetings, friend. How are you doing today? I have a question for you. Do you have an obsession? Do you have an obsession? If you don't, if you like to, you would want to, may I invite you to have an obsession? See, obsession has a bad reputation. Thank you for joining me, friend. Obsession has bad reputation as a word, but actually, if we look at the dictionary, for instance, dictionary.com says obsession is dominations of one's thought, so a domination of someone's thought with or feelings by an idea or an image. And that's just a domination of somebody's thoughts, of your thoughts or my thoughts, of something that we would love, for instance. And it has nothing to do, obsession actually has nothing to do with attachment. Now, a lot of time we say obsession is not a good thing because in many cases, and if you look at the definitions on some of the other dictionary sites, it's actually link obsession with attachment. And that's when we have an obsession of something and then we don't want to let it go and it has to be absolutely this way. But those parts are attachment and has nothing to do with obsessions. Obsession itself is just being able to have our mind focus over and over on something, including something that we love. The other day, I shared with you that when we have a low moment, if we have low moments in our time, thank you for joining me, Tan. It's lovely to see you here. If we have low moments in our time, and sometimes we have low moments, I shared with you about me having really low moment last year when I was so thirsty and have a full bottle of water and I could not open it because my hand was not working for some really strange reason, and I decided, and I invite you to know and to decide that we are not going through misery for nothing. That if things happen in our life that's challenging, we're having low moment, we're going through misery, that it is not happening for any reason. There is always seed of good in there that we can find and be able to create something even better. And so that was a couple days ago. Yesterday I shared with you how important it is for us to love, to truly love what it is that we would love to happen in our life, what it is that we would love to bring about. Not just think that we love something, but actually having it come from our heart. For multiple different reasons. And I also shared with you yesterday on how to test if what we say we love is actually something that we think we love or it's actually something from our heart. Now after we find out what it is, after you find out what it is that you truly love from your heart, how do we kind of accelerate the manifestations of it happening? How do we help ourselves move through our low moment and our tough times such that we magnetize and manifest what it is that we would love? And one very powerful way to do that is to have an obsession, to have an absolute obsession of what it is that we truly love and passionate about without the attachment. Now it's a little bit of an art and a little bit of a skill, and that's what it is. If we're able to have the obsession, and when we have the obsession, is because it's not only if it is something in our heart, and when it's something in our heart and it's really deep in our heart, it's kind of the heart being the most intelligent organ in the body. It senses what it is that we would love throughout our system, throughout our body, and psychologically and physiologically. And now by having an obsession, we keep that in our mind on a constant, continuous basis as well. And when we do that, it's actually allow our mind without us realizing. A lot of time it's subconsciously, but it allows our mind to continuously be on alert of what it is that we would love. Now the key is to have an obsession without an attachment. Why? Because the attachments, when we shared yesterday about the energy chart, the attachment is a clinging chart, and the attachment is a gripping chart, and that actually will push away whatever it is that we would love in our life. It's almost like if you grip somebody's hand really, really tight all the time, very soon the person will be like, ow, this hurt, let me go, and I'm going to move away from you. So we want to have an obsession where we are focused on that, and we can bring into our mind and into our heart anytime. One of the tests that I shared with you yesterday to see if you truly, truly love and truly, truly obsessed of what it is that you love is, if I were to wake you up in the middle of the night, I wake you up from a deep sleep in the middle of the night and ask what it is that you would really, really love, you will be able to recite it just like that without having to think, because it's in your system already. And so that's one thing, that's a test. Now what can we do to help us to be on that state? Reading our visions, definitely, but also the other thing that I find helpful is to just put reminders around the house, around where you work, around where you live. This is one of the leftover reminders. You can see the post-it note behind me here. This is one of the leftover reminder that I have from last year when I was having I was having really low moment and going through this time of having my right hand, my dominant hands not working, and at the same time losing my relationship with my 7 years companion, and my mother sick, and all these things going on. And most important for me at that time, the one that I was focus on is being able to have to recover my hand, and not only recover my hand, but I say every day in every way, my right hand and my whole body fully are getting better and better with better than ever strength, function, comfort, and great all-encompassing natural health and beauty. And so I have this in multiple locations. This is my kitchen. So on the kitchen cupboard, I have it in the in my closet, in the bathroom, all over on my computer, and so that will help us every time we see it. It keeps us in tune on what it is that we would love to bring into our life. The result that will help us move from where we were at and to where we want to be. And so that is one thing. Now, how do we have an obsession without an attachment? If you notice what I said in there, I have very clear idea on what's the outcome I would love to be. I have this outcome I would love to be, I would love to have, but it has absolutely nothing in there on how it's going to happen. So that's one way to let go of our attachment on the outcome that we would love, is to let go of the how, because we're only that smart. We're only being human. Even the smartest human is only that smart, and the universe knows a lot more and has a lot more than we know. And so we let go of how it's going to happen. It also didn't say anything at all about when it's going to happen, because that's another reason a lot of time people will have attachment is, it got to happen by this time. And you know, there is a divine intelligence in this universe. Thank you, friend. Thank you for agreeing. And there are divine intelligence in this universe, and so it might happen this week, it might happen next week, it might happen a little bit further down the road for good reasons. We never know. I share with you, actually, not only that, I have a book coming out next week, Seeking Peace. My book is coming out next week. That book initially scheduled to come out in November last year. And one after another thing happened, and at the very last minute, everything got pushed back. And it got pushed back 3 times. And it got pushed back twice, actually. This is the 3rd time. And looking at everything, Seeking Peace, since the book is about how to move through our tough times, effortlessly come out in a very defined timing right now. Right now, so many things, how to move through our changes in our life, how to move through tough time effortlessly. It's much more surfing right now for seeking peace to come out now than it had been in November. And so we don't put time as well as we don't put the how on what it is that we would love. But we put reminders all around our living space such that we can keep being reminded of it, and we can have it in our heart as well as, since we're constantly reminded of that, we have it in our mind. And when we are able to do that, we have it in our heart. Back then when I was moving through the tough time with my hand, I wake up every morning, and if you wake me up and ask me what would you love, I said I would love not only my hand to recover, but actually it becomes stronger, I become healthier, and everything happened in a natural, wonderful way. And who knew after the thousands of dollars of tests, I'm so glad that I did not put the how on how my hand going to recover. I know certain things that I don't want to happen. That's why I said it's all natural, a natural way. I know I did not want to be on medication forever, things like that. But I didn't have an idea on how, and I'm so glad I didn't put the how, because our intelligent universe turns out, after thousands and thousands of dollars of tests and this and that and on and on and on, the fix come in the form of a wristband and a neckband. and that costs only several $100s. And who knew that? So we never know. Sometimes things just happen that is outside our radar until we decide that if we're going through tough time, I'm not going through this for nothing. There is a seed of greater good for all in this, for all, including for ourselves as well as for others. And then let's have a clarity on what it is that we would really love, that's in our heart, in our whole system. And sometimes what we truly love in our heart is different than what we think we love in our mind. So sometimes we want to have quiet time and check on that, and then after that to have an obsession without an attachment. And when we're able to do that, you will see that regardless of what it is that's going on in your life, but regardless of the outside circumstance, we will attract to us and allow things to help us in such a way that is a lot of time with a lot more ease and a lot more fun than you can even imagine. With me, it's wearing neckband that's look pretty fashionable. Actually, people think this is just a nice little necklace, and so I always wear necklace anyway, and it's sturdy enough for me to hang things like sunglasses on it. So it's multifunction. Isn't that fun? So that's something that if we are going through things, just remember this 3 steps, and feel welcome to share in the comment below if there is a tough time, if there is a low moment that you are experiencing, and if you feel comfortable sharing what it is, feel welcome to share this in the comment below, or feel welcome to reach out to me directly. If you'd love to have my support, I will happily support you at no charge. And then also to feel welcome to share your feedback, feel welcome to share this video with anyone that you love, and I hope you have a wonderful day, a wonderful evening. I thank you very much for watching. I love you very much, and I look forward to see you again very soon.